Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Martin Scorsese's 1976 masterpiece, Taxi Driver, is more important in 2019 than ever. Its iconic script, written by Paul Schrader, has inspired countless films since its release. Most recently, Joker, which swept the box office, as well as winning the Venice Film Festival, being called a masterpiece and mediocre by others. A film about the infamous terrorist of Gotham City being brought to life in a world that resembles ours was going to inspire a mixed reception. Personally, I thought it was a good movie. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, but I did notice something inside of the film about a lonely, depressed man who stands up against society. It made me want to watch Taxi Driver. Travis Bickle is a cab driver in New York City. He's also an insomniac and a loner who watches porn off Broadway when he can't sleep.
I can't sleep nights.
There's porn out there just for that.
Yeah, I know, I tried that.
He is not someone you'd want to know, just like Arthur Fleck in Joker.
I had a purpose.
This is now common structure for a character study, a subgenre of film where the protagonist's character is analyzed throughout the film, typically using a small supporting cast and not abiding by typical movie structure. A couple other examples would be Citizen Kane, Black Swan, or First Reformed, which was also written by Paul Schrader. First Reformed in many ways is a modern-day rendition of Taxi Driver, using similar themes but in completely different situations and time period. That's a whole nother video. Whereas Arthur Fleck is a reincarnation of Travis Bickle, using the same themes, setting, and even the same general structure. I don't mind that Todd Phillips used Taxi Driver as inspiration for his Joker script, but the similarities created predictability. I'll explain more later. Bernard Herrmann's score is one of Taxi Driver's biggest feats. Its use of smooth, mellow jazz helps ease the tension that Scorsese is building with his character study of Travis Bickle, who seems to be teetering on the edge of his breaking point at all times.
Someday a real rain will come and wash all this scum off the streets.
He begins to obsess over a beautiful woman he often watches through the window of the campaign office she works at. Travis, who only communicates with a few other cabbies, builds up the nerve to ask her on a date, wearing a jacket that is the same color as Arthur Fleck's, which I think is cool. Travis comes off as genuine and is impressively able to win her affection, similar to Fleck, who at first seems to win over Zazie Beetz' character Sophie. At this point, both films experience a simultaneous brief moment of purpose. We are no longer just watching an eerie character live out their daily lives. They both flex their masculinity in pursuit of this romance. They gain confidence and drive. Travis wants to save Betsy from being lonely and therefore save himself. Arthur's pursuit of Sophie is also because he's lonely and she's only a few doors away. But we know this isn't going to last. It's a time bomb until we catch Travis slipping. And we do. His ignorance of city life makes taking Betsy to a porno seem normal.
You gotta be kidding. What? This is a dirty movie.
It's hard to watch. Just like it's hard to watch Arthur Fleck attempt stand-up comedy in front of Sophie. If you've seen the film, you know how their story ends. There's no reason for me to spoil that. In Taxi Driver, Betsy exits the picture like any sane girl would, and Travis loses his drive. He seeps further into himself, only now with a sense of rejection, and that blow to his masculinity creates anger.
I really want to... I got some bad ideas in my head, I just can't.
That anger leads to him buying a gun, and he finds himself in the right place at the right time.
Tell me I got no money. Reach in your sock, you got more bread. That's it, man. Give me the rest of the
Travis's first murder makes him feel like a hero, completing the task of cleaning the streets of what he calls filth. Just like Arthur Fleck, who murders 3 men on a train while defending himself, A bystander could perceive either of their actions as just, but we know these men. We know this won't be their last time. And that's when the predictability set in for me. I knew how Joker would end because its climactic rise occurs simultaneous with Taxi Driver. Travis begins obsessing over murdering Senator candidate Charles Palantine. This infatuation is a juvenile response to Betsy not loving him, because she works for his campaign. On the other hand, Arthur Fleck begins plotting a violent appearance on his favorite talk show. As Taxi Driver slips into its final act, Travis Bickle's dark descent into madness is underway. Like previously with Betsy, the tension is a time bomb, but now the stakes are much higher. Scorsese's masterful work hypnotizes its audience, slipping in and out of dreamlike states, connected to the conscience of Travis Bickle.
But it's a good thing to have just as a threat.
This makes the experience dreamlike for some and tough for others. Meanwhile, under the untested hands of Todd Phillips, Joker captures the tough aspects of Taxi Driver's viewing experience without room for breathing. Personally, that dark tone got old for me, and there wasn't any smooth jazz to make me feel better about myself. The last act of Taxi Driver mainly features this 12-year-old Iris, played by a young Jodie Foster. Her character basically gives Travis a chance for spiritual redemption. She's a metaphorical angel.
Come on.
Travis becomes a hero after murdering 3 more men. Arthur Fleck only had to kill 1 more. Both are praised for their actions. Out of context, this probably seems very backwards, and that's a feat of both films. These unstable characters become heroes in the eyes of their peers. The anti-hero has more of a voice now than ever, where understanding the root and mind of mass murderers is a present dire need. It raises questions in a country where public shootings are becoming normal. The conversation these stories inspire need to be had. This last shot gets a direct nod in Joker, and is both a perfect way to close my video and to describe the mental state of both of our anti-heroes. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like if you enjoyed, and please share. I'll see you next Sunday.